There's a word that's called egregor. Okay, very strange word. You don't even find it anywhere. It's Egregores. Egregors. Okay. Now, I found this word like deep into research about what controls people's minds. And what I came up with, to not create a conspiracy, was a system that was being used that allowed our collective energy, anything that we believe in, to begin to manifest in some kind of way or another, and even begin to be used to even interact with us. And I'll give you an explanation of that, a very simple explanation. Let's say Nike, okay? Nike as a company. Now, Nike, if you notice with companies, they have names that mean that you're actually forming some kind of human or ghost or something. Why? They call it a corporation. Everyone knows a corpus means a body, or corp as in a corpse. They say, hey, let's form the entity. This is generally a word that's a reference to actually more of spiritual beings than actually brick buildings, but they use that word. And there's a lot of words that are used because they're not reinventing the wheel when they create the biggest companies. They're actually trying to redesign what's actually in the human body and then bring it into like a functioning structure. That's what they call the great work. Okay. So what has been discovered is that you have these systems that are formulated on these principles. Okay. And this is what an egregor means. It means that when something is started, that there's a specific set of rules, a ritual, if you may, that must be conducted in order for it to remain in the status that it's been created for. And also, it will continuously grow and become more powerful. Okay. So anything could be egregors. You can create them yourself. You could even be one if you alter into another state of mind. You deal with them in religion. Some of the religions are the most powerful egregors. But let me give you a deeper definition. Let's say, for instance, at the beginning of Christianity, right, which was Gnosticism, you had a group of individuals that believed in something, and then they set up rules and a structure around it, which is just called a ritual. And as long as everyone practiced that ritual, then it would keep growing the more that it got larger. But unfortunately, the rules to an egregor are if somehow those rules are not continuously followed, those rituals are not practiced the way they were initially by the ones who created it, then it actually starts to take on a life of its own. That when we get together, let's say 100,000 of us, and we believe in something specific, we actually begin to animate it. See, they always want to know, where does nothing come from? Well, I can't tell you where nothing comes from, but I can tell you how things get into this space. And it's through concentration of passion. Okay. Like that's how you also came into the world. They call that an organ. Concentration of passion. Okay. So even deeper than that, when ideas are brought, and there's you see, ever seen a martyr and how vigorous they are? So there's a concentration of passion when something's created. Now, some people create companies like that. They have such a strong passion to create this new thing. It's like, and then they got the rules and they got the merch and the set down, the branding, and they, you see, so that's what I'm talking about the ritual, to create something. And then the more people believe in it, the larger it grows. So in conclusion, you have so many of these egregors in the world that have lived thousands of years, ideas and concepts. Because those frequencies are so dominant, like I said, the strongest frequency wins. This means that oftentimes a mind, especially a younger mind that's still making its decisions, still determining what it likes and what it doesn't like, can be completely conditioned by a much more older dominant frequency that has never deviated from what it is, or slowly grown over a period of time. So this leads us to ask ourselves the major question. Why are people really riding around in Model Ts right now? Well, the answer to that question is because we upgraded it. We don't, that engine, I mean, nothing like what you would see in a Bugatti, nothing even like you would see in a Hyundai. Everything has changed. So why can't we give that same update to the highest level of what we believe in? So if you say, so what field controls the highest level of what you believe in? It's actually spirituality. Like, who is the head honcho of the entire thing in most people's mind? God.